Nobody say anything incriminating from now on because I'm recording. Great. Well, it looks like we are right at the top of the hour. So in the interest of time, we will go ahead and get started. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are in the country. Welcome to Grainger's monthly Drumbeat for Matthews International. I know there's some new people on the line, both from the Grainger side and the Matthews side. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Amanda Maureen. I am the Grainger National Account Manager for Matthews. And myself and Larry Newport, Corporate Senior Manager of EHS for Matthews, decided to put these monthly calls together just as a way to bring some awareness to the safety services and solutions that Grainger can help Matthews facilities with. So every month we work together to pick a topic that would be beneficial across the organization. And this was actually supposed to be October's call. Sorry, everyone who got the invites and then invite retraction and all the moves and stuff. We just had to accommodate a couple of schedules. So as always, I really appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day to jump on these. I know you're all really busy, but my hope is that these calls prove to be time well spent and that you walk away knowing a little bit more about our service offering than you did before the call. And I will say it's impossible for Grainger in even 12 calls a year to share everything that we can do as it relates to safety services and solutions. So really encourage you all, if you are not working closely with your Grainger local seller, please don't hesitate to reach out to them. They can align you with the right solution if you have pretty much any safety concern or need. So please always work with them or reach out to me if you have any issues. And this particular call is centered around prescription eyewear. So I have invited Bob Schlomer from our service partner Eyelation on the call today to present to you about the Eyelation solution through Grainger. And I don't think I saw him at the beginning of the call. Larry Newport, are you out there? Okay, I was going to give him a chance to address you all if he had anything to share, but it looks like he wasn't able to join. I know he is constantly traveling. So Bob, I will hand it off to you to go through the solution.
Great, thanks, Amanda. I appreciate it, and good afternoon, excuse me, and good morning, depending on where you are in the country. I'm Bob Schlomer. I'm the Senior National Account Manager for Eyelation, and appreciate the opportunity, Amanda, and then also from the Matthews International Group to be able to share our prescription safety eyewear program. And really, what it centers on is benefits management. And it's really important for you to understand that's what we do and do very well, that we are primarily a software company that will help you manage your prescription safety eyewear program. And we can do this in various ways. We can do it either at the local site level, depending on what their requirements are for eyewear, or if you're looking to put together more of an enterprise-wide global solution, we can also do that as well. Because our software is very customizable, very flexible, and we're a small company, so we're very nimble that way, that we are able to customize and kind of create whatever the benefit structure is in the PPE requirements from a prescription eyewear standpoint, again, either at the local level or all the way at the enterprise level. So I thought it was really important for everyone to understand that first and foremost. So what I do to start off the call is to just give you a sense and an idea of what this looks like, again, from an administrative standpoint for the Matthews team. So Pepsi North America is a very strong Grainger customer, and we have literally 20 to 30 different locations that are part of Pepsi North America. It's all their bottling plants, some of their distribution plants. But what you're seeing on the screen right now is how we track and manage Each individual location, again, based upon their requirements at the plant level. Now, PepsiCo did put together kind of a corporate structure as far as what benefits that they wanted to cover towards the glasses, as far as the lenses and frames and any various coatings or treatments that are available. So we were able to put together, again, from a holistic standpoint, what that structure is, but then be able to work with the various plant locations as far as any specific requirements that they had at their plant based upon the hazard. So this is what it would look like for Matthews International. We would have you as the host account, so to speak, and then be able to show you from a plant level all of the various locations that are throughout the enterprise, throughout the country. And by the way, we are in the United States, we're in Canada. We are currently working on international distribution, so stay tuned for that. That we can also service plants and organizations outside of the US. But again, what you're seeing here is how we're able to, in a singular cohesive way, track and manage all the locations and the orders that take place at those locations. And that's what you see on the screen now, is that as employees start to place orders for their eyewear, it will start to cascade into the portal. Again, corporate leadership or people at a regional level might have visibility to either their division within Matthews or certain plants or manufacturing locations. And again, corporate leadership could have visibility to all of the plants across the entire enterprise. So again, it's going to show the details as far as what location the individual is, who is the employee that's placing the order for the eyewear. And again, what our software also does on the back end is manage what is the benefit amount that the company gives towards the eyewear. What are the specific product requirements that the company requires for the glasses, whether it's frame requirements. Obviously, everybody needs lenses, so we address that up front as well, as far as the lenses that the company pays for. And then again, there are various coatings and tints and treatments that we customize in the product selection so that you can see exactly what the employees are ordering. Excuse me. There's some other nice unique features about the system, primarily from a report and tool function. And I'll go through this with you real quick again to give you a sense of what our capabilities are for you and how we can, again, make this program a lot easier and more cost effective for you to manage. But let's say there's a location that has employees that they need to add to the system for their location. There's a register new employee feature in here that there would be a series of drop downs as far as Matthews International, the location, and then the ability to add those employees as you have new hires into the system. We set up username and password structures, and that's all kind of part of the pre-qualification process that we have with the plants, and go through and run through with you, and our project management team would do that, what that setup looks like and what we recommend. So that's one avenue, one option to add people. The other is that there's a form that you can download where you can put a number of new hires on a singular spreadsheet, send it to our customer service team, and allow them to do the uploads for you. Excuse me. The third option would be, depending on the volume and the number of employees that we're talking about, we can also set up some integration with Matthews where we create an SFTP file. We work with you from an IT standpoint to set up those files, and then we can automatically, on whatever cadence you would like, whether it's daily or weekly or monthly, have you send us updates by location, and then the system's just going to automatically do those updates for you, and that's going to save a lot of time, again, from the local plant level, so they don't have to constantly be adding new employees through the system. It's something that can just happen automatically. So it's a really nice feature that we have in the system. One of the other nice features is that we give you the ability to look at and to be able to see what your spend has been for a given period of time, whether it's by the quarter, whether it's by a billing period, whether it's for the entire year. And as you start to plan from a budgetary standpoint for 2023, you would be able to look into the system and be able to see what the purchases have been, again, either from an enterprise-wide standpoint or down to the plant level. So this is a little bit in reverse order, but I just wanted to show you that, you know, there's reports available based upon the billing and invoicing that takes place. And the site leader, or again, someone at a corporate level, would be able to review these reports, see kind of down to the employee level what the company contribution amounts were towards the pair of glasses that are being purchased, and be able to pull those reports from the administrative site. So what I'd like to do is just take a quick pause for a moment and see if there are any initial questions or comments, whether it's from the Grainger team, the Matthews International team, about the administrative site and maybe some capabilities that you might be looking for. Is this something that is of interest to you to help, you know, effectively manage the program a little bit better for you? So I just.
Yeah, Bob, it's Amanda. I am curious if just a single site installs Eyelation. We actually have one facility. If Jake made it on the line, they're actually planning on moving forward with the kiosk solution. I think next week. So at an individual site level, would there be this functionality, or is this just at a corporate level?
Absolutely, at the site level, Amanda. So when we set up that account, and I saw that on our install list, I think maybe is it in Arkansas or somewhere in the
It
Southwest?
is. Yep, Searcy,
Yep.
Arkansas.
So when we do the install, we will involve the site leadership there. They will have visibility to the software and to the portal on the back end. We set up login credentials for each individual. So they'll have complete visibility, again, to the administrative portal and the orders that come in, and any report functions that might need.
Okay, awesome. Because we say the majority of the people on the line are safety managers at individual locations. So I just wanted to make sure that they had that functionality if, you know, this wasn't a corporate wide thing that got rolled out, if an individual site wanted to move forward with it, if this would still be what they would have access to. So appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions?
Hey, Bob, this is Mark in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir. How are you, Mark?
I'm fantastically awesome, my friend. We're at this Eyelation. I did this with another customer about 4 years ago, and we had the kiosk installed. Refresh my memory, what are the minimums that you require to get the kiosk on site? And then also, if they have enough to bring in a service like Eyelation to the site itself.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So a couple of things is we've made some tremendous enhancements and developments in our software and our web ordering platform. So customers are very used to us providing a kiosk that the employees can go to in a plant and be able to order their glasses. What we realized fairly quickly when we introduced our web order platform, where employees could use a smartphone or use a tablet, for example, is that, you know, let's face it, everybody or virtually everyone is doing everything on their cell phone these days. So we created a web order link that employees can actually use their phone or use a tablet if they want to. And that interface looks exactly like and acts and behaves just like a kiosk, to the point that probably 65 to 70% of the orders that employees are placing are through their phone, even where we have kiosk-based locations. So when it comes to the kiosk, we're starting to make some changes there. Again, and it's strictly an economic thing, that given that there's more people using their personal devices, that we're probably looking at customers that have, or locations that have, like, you know, 400 people, 500, 600, whatever the case is. We understand that there's a need for it there, just because there's going to be more throughput and it's a little more visual for the employees to see that in a break room somewhere or a cafeteria setting. But primarily right now, what we're really pushing and promoting, again, because of the ease of use, is the ability for people to use their own personal device.
Super, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We're always open to those conversations, just depending on kind of what structure we need to set up and what it's going to look like for the plant. But We've got multiple options for the employees to be able to order.
Now, Bob, second question on that. If they currently have a BMS account set up, can we tag onto that BMS location for prescription eyewear as well?
Yeah, Mark, it depends on what the customer would like to do. If they want to tag the Eyelation, it's totally fine with us. It doesn't matter. We have a lot of customers through Grainger that do that. They just tie it to the BMS account, or some customers tie it to like their safety or PPE account that they have set up for purchases that they're making with you. But it just really depends on the customer and how they would like that to be handled.
Got it. So it's case by case with prescription eyewear being the focus.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of piggyback on that too, what he was talking about with, I have a site, I mean, there's only 50 to 60 employees there. And I was actually talking to them yesterday about prescription eyewear with 3M. Would this be like a good option for a smaller site? I mean, this wouldn't be anything big. It would just be maybe 10 max.
Yeah, it's totally fine. And that's the value to our software, to not only Grainger as our distributor partner, but the customer, is that we can create and develop these enterprise-wide solutions, regardless of the size and the scope of the customer. Our focus and our goal is to make it simple and easy for all of the plants to manage the program, and also have it to be managed, again, kind of from a regional or an enterprise-wide standpoint. So if they have 50 or 60 people, great, we'll get them signed up. If they have 500 or 600 people, we'll get them signed up as well. The benefit to that is that there's going to be some consistent pricing across the entire enterprise as far as what lenses and frames and coatings cost. So there's a lot of benefit and a lot of value add just to use a single source like us, regardless of the size of the plant.
And this also is good for non-prescription as well, so I can get them all from one place.
If the customer would like us to fulfill non-prescription glasses, we can do that as well. Absolutely. And we have more and more of our companies doing that. We realize that employees want to look nice at work. They see people with prescription glasses walking around in really nice looking frames, and they're like, can I get those? Is there a reason that I can't? And the answer is yes. We just need to work on the plant, or with the plant, on what those parameters are for non-prescription as well. We put them in really nice optical quality frames, optical quality non-prescription lenses, and then we even have scratch protection warranties on lenses that are warranted for a year. So there's even that added value that, should the lenses scratch up in the first year, we'll do a one-time remake and they can wear their glasses pretty much, over a 2-year period.
So, Bob, once again, part 3 to question 1. So you're saying, because this wasn't available 4 years ago, that you can do non-prescription eyewear in addition to prescription eyewear. What is the value that you bring to the table versus, like, inexpensive Condor or Clean Guard or MSA glasses that the customer wants to use for non-prescription?
Well, there's a couple of value pieces to this, Mark. One is that there's probably a lot of usage and abuse of the program, and I'm going to call it that, where employees are getting a pair of glasses, whether it's out of a Grainger vending machine or out of the tool crib, and they wear them for a week or 2 weeks, and they throw them in the garbage can, or they forget them at home, or whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of, I'm going to call it, churn rate with that type of product, even though it might be low cost to the company. When they buy something like a non-prescription pair of glasses from us, there's going to be some ownership on the employee's part. Number one, because they want to look nice even though they're at work. Again, it's going to be a better quality pair of glasses. So even from a corporate standpoint, and I'm sure Matthews is probably like a lot of other companies, they're trying to look for ways from a green initiative standpoint to reduce waste that's going into the garbage can or into the landfill. So think about it. You're buying one pair of glasses that could potentially last either a year or 2 years, and it's one pair, or you're throwing 10 or 15 or 20 pair of glasses times your number of employees into the garbage can and into the recycling, or excuse me, into the landfill on a weekly or monthly basis. So there's some green initiative or like green component to this that's beneficial to the company that they can document. The other nice thing is, we track and manage the order history of the employee. So if I order a pair of glasses today and my benefit renews a year from now, I'm going to get a renewal notification a year from now, and I'm going to be able to place an order a year from now. So we're going to track and manage that. And then if the employee wants to buy another pair of glasses over and above the pair that's paid for by the company, they can do that. They would pay in full for that secondary pair, but there's that renewal piece and that eligibility piece that we're going to help track and manage that a little bit better for the company.
Thanks, Bob. That gives me clarity in what I can do to present it to the Matthews location that I cover.
Sure. Any other questions? All right, great. So I thought what I do now is just give everybody a sense of what the ordering process is like, what the interface looks like, and how we manage this information for Matthews. We set up login credentials for each individual employee so we can track and manage their benefit individually, just like I talked about. What is the renewal frequency? What is the products that they're approved to purchase? There might be some customization that we need to do at the plant level because you might have, and this is a very common situation, you have the maintenance or facilities team that, maybe you want them in plastic frames only with no metal because they're working around electricity sometimes, or that same department or group is working outdoors. And so you want to allow them to buy a pair of transition lenses to protect their eyes from the sunlight. So we can customize the product selection, whether it's by department, whether it's by job classification. And again, that by doing that, we then customize the products that the employees are able to see. We capture all that information up front. We get an employee roster of the plant with those departmental specifications and requirements. We do a pre-launch call with our project management team. And in as little as 2 weeks after we have all the paperwork in place, we can set up the account for them to go live. What's really important for the Grainger team, and Amanda knows this because we've worked on some other opportunities, is to make sure that we have the Grainger account number in place. And then depending on the payment method for the plant, which is normally putting a PO in place, make sure that that PO has been issued to Grainger and that we have a recorded copy of it so we can also put it on the paperwork. What we do is when we receive the paperwork, we pass it on to the dedicated Grainger sourcing team that works with us. That way they are aware of who the customer is, what the account number is to bill through, and again, make sure that PO shows up on the invoices that the site will receive. So as I mentioned before, everything we do is web-based. It's simple and easy for the employees to order. We have a couple of patents around our software, primarily from a measurement standpoint and like what's known as a pupillary distance standpoint, that when we take a picture or ask the employee to take a picture of themselves with their phone, we are able to scale their face so that our opticians that are on our team can accurately measure the lenses that go into the glasses. It's called virtual try-on when it comes time for them to try on their glasses, and I'll show you that in a second. But first step in our process, really simple and easy, basically is take a selfie. Next step is to take a picture of their prescription, and we offer, and it doesn't matter to us, we can accommodate and accept any prescription from any eye doctor across the United States. Canada if you have a Canadian presence, and utilize that prescription for the order. Last step is for the employee to order their eyewear. I do want to point out that our platform, we continue to expand this, has various modules in it. You may have some of your plants, and I'm not totally familiar with Matthews, but you may have some plants where full face respiratory masks are required for certain people. And some of those people may need a respiratory insert to go inside that mask to accommodate their prescription lenses. We have a module available for that so that when they're ordering their safety glasses, they can also order the lenses for their respirator insert. We have some customers that have asked for, and we've set up computer glasses that if you have employees working around computers all day, that there's a computer module that we can set up with a benefit tied to it so they can order glasses specifically for working around computers all day. But for what I'll call just regular general safety glasses, when the employee logs in, they're going to see a bunch of different filters in the system. They can filter on men's frames if they would like to. We have various frame collections, and this is something important to keep in mind for the plant, that if you tell us that you want plastic frames only for the employee based upon the hazards or the specs at the plant, we can set it up in the profile that they'll only see plastic frames. They won't see metal frames or stainless steel or titanium or anything like that. But kind of getting back to what we were talking about, if you have that department that needs non-conductive, which means no metal whatsoever in the frame, including the hinges, we have that category as well and can customize the frame selection for those particular groups or departments. So the employees will see the frame styles that are available. They can select a frame that looks of interest to them, from a style standpoint or a shape or design standpoint, and also be able to see what that frame looks like on their face. That's the virtual try-on piece I was mentioning before. So they select the frame, they select the lenses that would be available to them, and we always encourage the employee to order the same kind of lens style that they have in their dress glasses to do the same thing for their safety glasses. And we have single vision lenses, bifocal lenses, progressive lenses, etc. And what will happen is, as the employee is starting to add products to their basket, it will start to subtotal up here as far as the total products and cost relative to the benefit that the company offers. And if there is any out-of-pocket expenditures for the employee, it'll bump over here into their cart so they know exactly step by step what their out-of-pocket expenditures might be. Tints, coatings, treatments, again, very customizable. If you tell us that tinted lenses are not approved in the plant, we remove those options from the system. That way the employee cannot order them. Going back to our scenario of the maintenance or facility workers, if you tell us they're approved to get transition lenses, we would add it for those individuals only, and they can get that option. And it's real important to point out that we have a really good anti-fog coating that comes with a hard coating and a scratch protection warranty. I know it's still a big thing, whether it's seasonal or just environment in the plant, that lenses fog up, whether it's on Plano glasses or prescription eyewear. We have an anti-fog coating with that scratch protection that's available. And I would say probably close to 90 to 95% of the time, the company is covering the cost of that because they realize the benefit of getting that coating and that fog protection on there so lenses aren't fogging up on the employee while they're at work. The employee will go through a checkout process. There's an order review page. We can set up shipment of the glasses either back to the plant, in which case this part will be pre-populated, or if you want the glasses shipped to the employee's home, they will input the address information on the right-hand side. They'll place the order. If there's any out-of-pocket cost owed by the employee, there'll be a credit card screen that comes up on the left-hand side over here. They can enter credit, debit, health savings account information can also be inputted, and they enter that credit card information. They place the order. They'll receive an order number on the screen. They'll also receive order confirmation to their cell phone by text and also email. And then we also send notification when the glasses ship out to the employee. And I will note, and I didn't mention it before, but if payroll deduction is an option for employee purchases, we can add the payroll deduction feature as well. And then someone on the back end of the plan would just need to be able to account for that and make sure those funds are deducted from the employee's payroll check. Any questions about the ordering process or product that you saw in there, or anything that you might want me to go back and review with anyone?
I have a quick question. On the using it on your handheld device, is it possible to load? And sorry, I'm not getting my words out right. If we have multiple people at one site and then you set them up so each individual user can order from their own phone, is it possible to take that list and just put it under one person? So if they are even, you know, if the site has 20, 25 people that need to go through it and they have one person that they want to direct this through, because some people don't use the handheld devices, is that possible to do a list on one person for the whole plant to just use from a handheld device?
I'm going to answer it this way, that if there needs to be a single point at the plant that can help employees place orders, that's totally fine. As far as setting up one account for that person then to add or order for 25 people, that's not going to be a benefit to the plant, because again, we're going to track and manage everything individually for each employee. And so we need to set up an individual account for each person.
Okay, gotcha.
But it happens a lot. There's a single point of contact at the plant. Just like you mentioned, some people maybe aren't as tech savvy, and more often than not, there's going to be somebody that, you know, is going to be the single point of contact at the plant to help those individuals. So just real quick, what happens from here, we make the glasses, we ship the glasses out to the employee. We then send report information over to Grainger, and we do that twice per month. We do it mid-month and last day of the month. And that report is going to be broken down by Matthews International location, where they're located, and what their expenditures were for that particular billing period. So then Grainger is going to turn around and bill the plant based upon the purchases for the billing period. You pay Grainger, you know, based upon the PO that you set up, and the billing piece is very simple and very clean, and it's as easy as that. A couple other things to point out: we have a lot of warranties and exchange policies in place. So let's start with frame warranties, that we warrant our frames for 1 year. Should they break or become damaged or due to manufacturer's defects, we will replace a frame up to 1 year. As far as general warranties, any of our scratch protection products like the anti-fog, the ultra hard coat itself, also the blue light protection option has an ultra hard coat. All of those products have a 1 year warranty as well, that should they be purchased and they scratch, we will do a one-time replacement in the first year. We also have a 30-day policy return, that once the employee receives the glasses, if for any reason at all they need to return them, we will do a replacement of their eyewear. And it could be because a personal preference, where they ordered the brown frame and they want the blue one, or they ordered their glasses and realized that they didn't order the anti-fog coating and they want to. All they need to do is call our customer service team. Our customer service team will issue a return shipping label to the employee. They ship the product back to us. We go ahead and make another pair of glasses for the employee and ship them back as soon as we get the remake done. So we've got multiple warranties in place.
Hey, Bob, what's the kind of average lead time once this is all set up and the employee logs in? What's the average lead time from once he places his order?
Average lead time is about 2 weeks. Once they place the order, they'll get their glasses shipped back to them and delivered back to them.
So pretty much the same as a regular eye doctor.
Yep, pretty close. You got
Yep.
it.
Thank you.
No problem.
And Bob, you said these can ship either to the plant or to the employee's home. They can make the decision on what they want to do.
Yes, that's correct. They can make that decision at the plant level. I'll also add something here, and I just thought about it when you said as far as delivery and shipments and frames is, we do a very good job of controlling and managing our frame inventory to make sure we have adequate frames in stock to fulfill orders. But occasionally it does happen where maybe we have a frame that goes on back order, and we're no different in the optical industry. There are some supply chain issues and fulfillment issues right now from our suppliers. But one of the nice things about our system is if we have a frame that goes on back order, we turn that off in the system. And that way that employee's not waiting around for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 2 months, whatever it might be, for that frame style to come back in stock. So there's an advantage from the plant standpoint and an employee satisfaction standpoint that they're only going to see product in the system that is currently in stock. That's not necessarily the case a lot of times with some of the traditional safety eyewear programs that have like samples of frames in a doctor's office or whatever the case may be, because sometimes those frames might be discontinued. They're not refreshed like they should be or like the frequency should be to make sure everything in there is current, or they might be on back order, and who knows when they might not come back in, and the employee doesn't know that, the eye doctor's office doesn't know that, and so there's the potential that those employees might be waiting again a couple weeks or a couple months for their frame to come in before they get their glasses. Any other questions from the Matthews team or the Grainger team?
Well, thanks, Bob. I appreciate it. Appreciate everyone's time jumping on. For my Matthews sellers, the Eyelation topic is added into the safety drumbeat tracker. So please update that when you do have site level conversations. I'm going to send out a follow-up email. So if anyone on the line needs my help for anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. But I appreciate the time, and we will all touch base next month. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Bob. Have a good one.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob, Amanda.
Amanda, please stay